Liverpool are planning a move for Mohammed Kudus. Liverpool have had their worst start to a Premier League season in the last decade. Unfortunately, inconsistency in the team's performance hampered their progress in the Carabao Cup. The Reds were knocked out of the competition ahead of the quarter-finals, losing 3-2 against Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. However, they won't have time to rest as Liverpool's Premier League campaign continues on Boxing Day as they visit Villa Park for their clash with Unai Emery's Aston Villa. Jürgen Klopp revealed some early team news ahead of the fixture, claiming Roberto Firmino suffered a minor injury that further weakened the Liverpool forward line. Both Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota are out of action with prolonged injuries for at least the next 6 weeks, leaving only Darwin, Nunez and Mohamed Salah as the only natural strikers to fit into the roster. As a result, Liverpool, already associated with Ajax star Mohammed Kudus, is planning a move when the transfer market reopens in the new year to strengthen the offensive threat. The Reds are reportedly one of the clubs vying for the all-round offensive midfielder's signature in 2023 and could be just what Klopp needed to add depth. The all-around jeweler, who has made more than 14 appearances in the Eredivisie so far this season, has scored 5 goals and completed 70% of his dribbles. He also averaged 1.8 shots per game and 2.6 duel wins per game. Not only that, the skilled attacker ranks in the top 1% of his positional peers for pass completion and completed dribbles. He is in the top 5% for non-penalty goals, touch-ups and progressive passes, proving to be one of the hottest contenders in Europe right now. Liverpool boss Klopp described Kudus as incredible after scoring a stunning Champions League goal against his team and expressed his admiration for the 22-year-old player. Not only is Firmino currently injured, but the Brazilian player's contract will expire at the end of the season. This could lead to Kudus replacing Liverpool's number 9 at Anfield. Actually, Kudus isn't exactly a number 9. But Firmino is famous for playing a much deeper fake 9 role for the Reds. And after the signing of Darwin Nunez, Klopp could replace Firmino with an actor who could replicate his strengths in a deeper role. The signing of Kudus, which is likely to exceed £35 million, could be a great piece of work for Liverpool. Because adding depth to more advanced positions could improve their performance in 2023. Liverpool are going through times when they need a player who can play the wild card. Kudus can play both left wing, back striker, offensive midfielder and even striker if necessary. Being on the roster with the Reds, which had so many injuries, could have been enough to enable him to solve many problems on his own. Kudus' performance at the World Cup was also impressive, and his dribbles and shooting threats, especially against Portugal, were among the highlights of the scouts. He likes to play vertically with the ball and is not easily knocked down. Moreover, his effective shots from the penalty area can improve the missing score contribution in Liverpool's midfield. With Kudus signalling his departure from Ajax this season, Liverpool's interest in him could help secure a reduced transfer fee deal. Liverpool are preparing a short-term contract extension for the veteran star whose powers are dwindling. Liverpool are considering contract options for Roberto Firmino. According to information from Brazilian sources, Liverpool are considering extending a new short-term contract to Brazilian star Roberto Firmino. The Reds are not inclined to make a long-term deal with their talented number 9 due to his age and are considering the option of extending his contract for a year or two until the 2024 or 2025 season. Firmino's deal with Liverpool expires at the end of the current season and he has yet to make a new deal with the club. It remains to be seen whether the two sides have reached an agreement on some kind of extension. An environment is approaching where Firmino will be free to reach a pre-contractual agreement with clubs outside England from the 1st of January. It is also reported that there is interest from Italy and Saudi Arabia. However, it is argued that the 31-year-old player preferred to stay with the Reds. Firmino has been a key player at Liverpool since 2015 and during Jürgen Klopp's tenure. The Brazilian became a great servant of the club. Firmino has been part of some of the best Liverpool times in recent years. To be fair to him, he's having a great season this time around after his last quiet season. Bobby Firmino was not selected for the Brazilian national team, where Selecao lost on penalties to Croatia in the quarter-finals. Firmino competes directly with star signer Darwin Nunez, who Liverpool signed in the summer. However, Both are completely different players that can be useful to the Reds at different times. It makes sense for a short-term contract to be suitable for the club. Because the forward, who will turn 32 next season, is showing signs of age while dealing with permanent injury problems. Firmino, now sidelined with a calf problem, missed a number of games last season due to various injuries, including a long-term hamstring concern, and lost his spot as a first-choice starter. However, this season has brought a revival, appearing in all but 2 games so far, starting in 16 of his 21 games, scoring 9 goals and providing 4 assists. One of Liverpool's most creative assets on the striker line, Firmino does a fantastic job of linking midfield and attack. He's an excellent playmaker for a Klopp system and continues to evolve. While it's no longer a guaranteed start, he remains a valuable roster player with competition from the likes of Darwin, Nunez and Diogo Jota, and a short-term extension would likely suit both sides. Liverpool could sign Jude Bellingham and Enzo Fernandez alternative 5 times cheaper. Liverpool won't have to break the bank to fix their midfield issues in the transfer window. Liverpool are reported to have identified Juventus and USA World Cup ace Weston McKenney as alternatives to midfielders Jude Bellingham and Enzo Fernandez. All 3 actors impressed the audience after their performances in Qatar. He has caught the attention of Reds boss Jürgen Klopp, who is trying to fix his midfield side's problems. Injuries highlighted Liverpool's deep lack of strength in their midfield areas, where they had been strong during Klopp's tenure at the club, and they were called upon to bring in significant reinforcements ahead of next season. Bellingham and Fernandez are the 2 targets most closely linked to the move to Anfield, but the combination of the 2 will cost more than £200 million. The Borussia Dortmund man is of interest to a number of top clubs in Europe, and Liverpool will need to compete with clubs like Manchester City, Real Madrid, Manchester United, Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain. The Bundesliga side hopes to start a collective bidding war of over £100 million. World Cup winner Fernandez played a vital role as Lionel Messi and his friends fought for the trophy. The 21-year-old moved to Portugal for an upfront fee of £8.8 million in the summer alone, but his club can now recoup 10 times that fee in just 6 months. For this reason, it is reported that Liverpool are interested in the transfer of American McKenney as an alternative to these names, as Juventus reportedly made him available for only £20 million. Italian sources report that coach Massimiliano Allegri did not insist on keeping McKenney in the team. McKenney's high run rate was evident as the USA exited the group at the World Cup before Greg Berhalter's side lost to the Netherlands. The midfielder's high-energy playing style could suit how Klopp has built his team in recent years and could provide a much cheaper alternative at just £20 million, or an additional alternative alongside one of the 2 men expected to cost 5 times his wages.